afternoon, good afternoon all. Let me trust that you had a wonderful Christmas. The purpose of this press briefing is to inform that the police are prepared for tomorrow's election. All personnel will be deployed at strategic locations across the island. Emphasis will be placed on maintaining law and order at polling centers and counting centers across the island to ensure that registered voters are able to cast their vote in an atmosphere of safety and comfort. Special attention will be placed on certain areas where we have analyzed have the potential to be volatile. We will be watching these areas very closely. The police will be out in numbers from as early as 4 a.m. and will be in position when the polls open at 7. All leave has been cancelled. The offices will be cleared and we will maintain maximum deployment of all our members. The work of the police does not stop when the polls close at 5. We will continue to maintain a strong presence at counting centers and other vital areas. Strong police presence will also be maintained on the days following the elections. We have published the names and telephone numbers of area and divisional commanders for easy access. The major political parties, other parties, independent candidates, election officials, and participating in the elections are being advised to, as quickly as possible, report any election incident, including political violence, political intimidation, abuse of voting process, and any incident of police misconduct for urgent and appropriate action. We will establish a 6-tier management structure. First is the constituency management team, where each constituency will be managed by a gazetted officer, and he will have a team of support officers to manage all policing activities within that constituency. The second tier is the divisional management team, where the divisional commander will manage a number of constituencies. Again, he will have support staff that will be able to help him to manage those constituencies under his remit. The area management team, where the geographic regional areas will supervise a number of divisions consisting of several polling stations. Again, they will be responsible for policing of all those polling stations within that constituency. The other management structure, that's tier 4, is the incident command team, where at this location, 103 Old Oak Road, we'll establish an incident command team. The team will be responsible for all public order and crime events, tracking these across the length and breadth of Jamaica. They will deploy appropriate resources and response where this is required. And then the operations management team that will be responsible for the management of the election. It will be managed by Assistant Commissioner Palmer with support officers from a number of support formations, including Mobile Reserve, Community Safety and Security, CIB, Intelligence. And then the final tier is the headquarters management team, where the Commissioner and his Council of Deputies will ensure that strategies as developed are being implemented. The Police High Command has assigned senior officers who will work with the Election Office of Jamaica and the Political Ombudsman. In response to the amendment of the Representation of the People Act and the removal of the compulsory registration of marks for vehicles transporting voters to and from polling locations, the police are advising that persons adhere to the rules. If the motor vehicles are tinted, operate with all windows rolled down, giving a clear view of the occupants inside the vehicle. Operators must act in strict compliance with the Road Traffic Act. Any infraction, to include excessive speeding, body protrusion from the motor vehicles, careless, reckless, or dangerous driving, will be dealt with to the fullest extent of the law. Operators must ensure that their vehicles are properly licensed and insured. Persons driving unlicensed or uninsured motor vehicles, or those who are operating motor vehicles under the influence of alcohol, will be prosecuted and, where appropriate, the vehicles seized. Operators of vehicles transporting electors must be the holders of valid driver's license and must have in their possession the original or certified copies of all the documents for the motor vehicles they're operating. Police officers are also being warned against arbitrary arrest or seizures of motor vehicles on election day. We do have a wet weather contingency for our men and women who are deployed. Police officers who were unable to vote last Thursday and are on the civilian list will be allowed to vote tomorrow. Their command has instructed these officers to be deployed in areas where they can vote. We are imploring all Jamaicans to respect the laws of the land on election day. The people of Jamaica have a right to vote and to choose the government they want to lead them. There is no need for violence or intimidation. Let Election Day 2011 be a day we can all be proud of. The police will ensure that Election Day is one of peace and safety. I thank you.
There may be a situation, persons who might be impersonating policemen and women might be wearing uniforms similar to that of the police. What's the word to the public as it relates to that? What should we ask or what should we look for, members of the public?
Well, I don't know why you have that concern, because we have no such concern about anyone impersonating the police tomorrow by dressing up in police uniforms. But the citizens of Jamaica can ring 119 or 811 to verify the identity of anyone who presents themselves as members of the force. All our members are going to be identified in one way or the other. It is the right of every citizen to demand identification from any policeman before they accede to any requests or demand from that policeman.
My concern was really the potential to steal ballot boxes.
The police will not handle ballot boxes. They should not. Those are my instructions. Under no circumstances should policemen handle ballot boxes, whether in uniform or otherwise.